Vega was in high spirits, laughing and giggling as he delved deeper into numerous mazes. Unaware that he had entered a level isolated by Rimuru, Vega confidently believed that this hierarchy would soon submit to him, given the current assimilation rate exceeding 90%. Even Rimuru' Labyrinth seemed powerless against Vega's ultimate skill, Evil Dragon King Azidahaka. It succumbed to his advance. Coo. Did you ever think the Labyrinth itself would turn against us? Looks like victory is mine. I'll devour this Labyrinth and show everyone I'm the best. Don't be so arrogant. You should know you can't bring down this Labyrinth. A cold voice reverberated in the empty space, catching Vega off guard. Something caught his eye, a butterfly. A light butterfly with beautiful rainbow-colored wings danced in the sky. Before Vega's suspicious gaze, the butterfly's form blurred, revealing a human figure. A warrior clad in a jet-black adamantite exoskeleton, with skeletal arms, legs, and a single horn on his forehead radiating the characteristic iridescence of a hurricane. The warrior identified himself as, "My name is Zegion, loyal servant of the great demon lord Rimuru-sama, and I bear the title of Mist Lord." The real Zegion stood before Vega, unlike the hallucination witnessed by Dino and his friends. Ethereal and dreamlike, the most potent guardian within the Labyrinth had emerged to confront Vega. Zegion. Vega spat out the name, though he couldn't claim ignorance. Dino had gone to great lengths to explain it, repeating the information Vega chose to disregard due to his lack of interest. With a condescending tone, Vega, not perceiving Zegion as a threat, questioned, "When did you invade my domain?" "It's simple. I've been here from the beginning, that's all." I see. That's a blind spot," conceded Vega, convinced. Understanding the reason for his lack of awareness, Vega no longer felt fear. The roots he had spread throughout the Labyrinth ground hadn't detected any intrusion. "You're a fool. If you had stayed hidden until the end, I would have missed you," Vega asserted, believing Zegion had revealed himself too soon in his haste. "You're fortunate, you know, but it's just a matter of timing, and you'll have the honor of being my meal." To counter Zegion, Vega summoned 4 evil dragons spawn, each surpassing the strength of those that faced Hinata and others. With an individual value exceeding 4 million and considerable combat experience, Vega believed he had sufficient time to defeat Zegion, despite material scarcity limiting the number of spawns he could create. In Vega's estimation, Zegion and the evil dragon spawn were evenly matched. Despite the difficulty of defeating Zegion with just 1 spawn, he felt confident with 4 at his disposal. However, in the next moment, the 4 evil dragon spawn attacked, only to be swiftly cut into small pieces and disappear in a flash of light. Even Vega couldn't discern what had occurred. "What? You easily defeated my evil dragon spawn. What trick did you use?" "Yes," responded Zegion, visibly angered. Oblivious to Zegion's emotions, Vega continued to provoke. "Haha, don't get carried away just because you defeated a small fry. This labyrinth is now mine." "I know, Demon Lord Rimuru has some famous minions, doesn't he? The Mist Lord. I understand you're trying to emphasize your status, but to me, everyone's the same," remarked Vega, further infuriating Zegion, who clenched his fists. "The one we need to be cautious of is the woman we faced the other day. I let her go, but if I encounter her again, I'll handle her myself. And Benimaru, too. There might be others, but I'm indifferent. Whoever they are, they're insignificant to me." "That's nonsense. You can gauge an enemy's strength by looking at them if they're right in front of you. Concentrating on the enemy is enough, you don't need other information. You're just a coward hiding in the winds of fear. Well, you'll see for yourself." "Fine, I'll show you. I'll put an end to this tedious battle and let the world witness my greatness." "You're correct, you don't seem to enjoy the fight. Pitiful, aren't you? Still thinking you won't die? You're mistaken. I control this labyrinth now." Zegion's patience had reached its limit. Death to those who defile the labyrinth. With Rimuru ready and the hierarchy isolated, patience was unnecessary. Zegion unleashed his anger, blocking Vega's words. A light jab sent Vega flying. Vega stared at Zegion, holding his bleeding nose. Silently, Zegion pursued Vega. Vega's vision darkened without understanding what had happened, a result of Zegion's kick. Closing the distance, Zegion raised his foot high, revealing the true nature of the attack. Lowering his foot and keeping Vega in sight, Zegion remarked, "That was easy. I'll go a bit harder next time, all right." With that, Zegion vanished using his godspeed maneuver beyond Vega's perception. Despite Vega's attempts with magic perception and thought acceleration, he couldn't capture Zegion's movements. Zegion's speed was not only swift but also a blend of reality, illusion, and falsity. Through Labyrinth combat experience, Zegion's fighting techniques evolved daily. As the strongest warrior in the Labyrinth and connected to a pedo through the soul, Zegion reproduced their powers to some extent. Zegion diligently researched and studied various abilities, emphasizing spacetime manipulation and enhancing his own interpretation of Veldora-style killing arts. Spotting Zegion's moves at first sight was nearly impossible for anyone, but Vega survived by making quick decisions. Focusing solely on defense, Vega's entire body radiated strength, and a kite shield appeared 3 times in front of him. However, Zegion's punch, armed with Hurricane, shattered 2 shields and cracked the last one. Despite the damage, it was just a punch, altering Vega's perception. He's a monster. I underestimated Demon Lord Rimuru more than I thought, with such formidable opponents still around. Vega regretted underestimating Zegion but remained steadfast in his self-esteem. Lack of reflection was a flaw, but positive thinking stood as one of Vega's few virtues. I'd like to give a big shout out to my top Patreon supporters: Big Boy J, Cheesebean, Kevin Matthew, Davon, Corrido, Jason Torres, and Edward Balestream. I also want to acknowledge our top commenter of the week. Thank you all for tuning in. I'll be back with more content soon, so make sure to hit that subscribe button.